You know what I'm in the mood for? Playing some nice music. Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude here, and I'm here to review 10 Cloverfield Lane. So 10 Cloverfield Lane isn't exactly a direct sequel to Cloverfield from 2008, but it's more or less like in the same universe as the first film. And it only stars 3 actors. You have John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Josh Gallagher. So 10 Cloverfield Lane is about when Mary Elizabeth Winstead gets into a car accident. She gets saved by John Goodman, but she's not sure whether to trust John Goodman or not. There could be something up in the air that isn't going well. And honestly, that's all I want to tell you guys, because the trailers for this movie have really done a great job of keeping this movie minimal with details, and that's what I want to do here. And wow, going into this movie came out of nowhere with that trailer that came out just 2 months ago, literally 2 months ago. It was a huge surprise, and it was actually refreshing to get a secret movie, like a movie we didn't know was even being made. And it's from Dan Trachtenberg. This is his directorial debut, and I can honestly say, coming out of 10 Cloverfield Lane, I was completely blown away. This movie is intense, unnerving, suspenseful. It's filled with tension from start to finish. It pulls me in from the opening scene, and it never, ever lets go. Dan Trachtenberg did a terrific job. His direction was absolutely spectacular. He had a lot of very interesting shots. He knew ways to give you hints, and that's the great thing about this movie. There's always a mystery to it to always keep you intrigued. Now, as far as performances go, all 3 of the actors did a great job here. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she is great in this movie. And the thing about her character is that she's not stupid. Yeah, sure, she does get paranoid, but I mean, when you're locked up under the hands of John Goodman, how can you not be paranoid? As the movie progresses, she makes all of these decisions. She always thinks ahead, and that's what I really appreciate about her character. And I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead really pulled off this performance so well, and personally, she does show why I do personally think she is one of the best young actresses working today. John Gallagher Jr., who's the 3rd guy in this film. I was a little bit worried about him. I thought he was going to be just one of those guys that's just kind of thrown in there. And sure, his role may not be like as focused as John Goodman and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, but I thought Josh Gallagher did a really great job in this film. I really loved his character Emmett. His character was just so likable. You really root for him like you root for Mary Elizabeth Winstead. And I love that they actually added his character because Michelle and his character Emmett, they bond. That's why I think the movie added him, so that Michelle can have someone to talk to while getting through this terrifying situation that she's in. And I just really like the character. But of course, now I have to get to John Goodman. John Goodman was fantastic in this movie. This guy knew how to really creep the hell out of you. There's seriously moments where this guy is nice, but then there's other moments where this guy is very unsettling. You're constantly watching this movie wondering if you should care about John Goodman's character or not. Cinematography in the film looks beautiful. I loved the lighting in the film. every frame to me looks so beautifully lit. It's impressive considering the majority of this movie, they're all down in the bunker. The movie is very well executed, and I really love the score. It absolutely fits the tone of the movie. The storyline from start to finish was just highly intriguing. This movie also has incredible sound mixing. The sound mixing in this movie is tremendous. Not only that, but it's a freaking loud movie with its sound mixing at times. And I'm not going to spoil the last 15 minutes, which I know has been very controversial. You're either going to buy into the last 15 minutes or you're totally not. But in my opinion, I totally bought the last 15 minutes. In fact, I actually loved the last 15 minutes as much as I loved the majority of the movie. Yes, did it take a huge shift than what we were used to for the majority of the movie? Yeah, sure. But honestly, it didn't distract me. And when you do get to the last 15 minutes, in my opinion, it makes sense why the movie goes in that certain direction. My only flaw with 10 Cloverfield Lane personally is just that in the last 15 minutes, the visual effects didn't look that good. I wouldn't say it looks horrible, but it just didn't look that good on a certain creature. Overall, 10 Cloverfield Lane is an incredible movie. This is a tension-filled movie from start to finish. I was never bored once. It was very well paced. I was always engaged by the story. I loved how they flesh out the characters. Each of the characters are fleshed out. There's a great scene with Michelle and Emmett that I really loved where the two of them talk about their backstories. That was a great moment. Personally, my suggestion is to just go into this one completely blind. Just expect a psychological thriller, and hopefully you could have a really good time with 10 Cloverfield Lane. 10 Cloverfield Lane is the first movie of 2016 to get my highest rating, 4 out of 4 stars. So you guys, in the comments down below, let me know, what did you think about 10 Cloverfield Lane? I would also love to thank Mark Krajcik for having me on the spoiler room to discuss and spoil 10 Cloverfield Lane. It was an absolutely great discussion. I had a blast being on there. So if you guys want to watch it, I will leave a link in the description below. But just be warned that it is filled with spoilers. It is called the spoiler room for a reason. This is 22 Tiger Dude here, and don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!